Alright, what's going on, guys? Boy TG, welcome back to another video. So in this video, we are going to go over the rosters for the 2025 NHL Four Nations Faceoff. So yesterday, they released their rosters. Of course, Sweden and Finland's roster were released on NHL Network, and Canada Team USA's roster were released on TNT yesterday. So it turned out what I kind of expected, because you guys didn't know I did do videos on my projected roster. So it kind of turned out in the way I expected, but then there was some few players that I thought would make it, but then, didn't make it. So, but without further ado, we are going to go ahead and dive into it. Okay, so part one. So this is something that I probably should mention before we got started. So part one will be on Team Sweden and Team Finland's roster, as you see them right here. And of course, we'll go into a deeper dive into it throughout this PowerPoint. So this will be part one right here. And then part two will be on Team USA and Team Canada. I don't know when that will be uploaded, but it should be uploaded either later on today or tomorrow. Not sure, but we'll be doing part one on Team Sweden and Team Finland, and the next part will be on Team Canada. Also, guys, I just wanted to thank you guys all enough for your support and listening to the Hockey Talk with TG podcast. If you have been listening to the Hockey Talk with TG podcast, I just want to thank you enough. Of course, I started this podcast like earlier on in the year. So earlier on in the year, I started this podcast. I did get into like radio and broadcasting during my freshman year of college. So that's when I really got into it. And I had my own show. And then I, just started to do a Hockey Talk with TG podcast. So I just wanted to do a hockey podcast. So I started that in May of 2024 this year. And it's been a blast overall. I love talking hockey with you guys. I'm very grateful and thankful for the work I do. I don't take anything for granted. I always remain humble under God. And if you put God first, you will succeed in all that you wish to do. And like I said, I just want to thank you guys enough, at least to the people that tune in to the Hockey Talk with TG podcast and listen to it. Because like I said, I always have fun talking hockey with you guys. I'm very passionate about hockey. I liked hockey ever since I was 8, 9 years old. So yeah, just thank you enough. And of course, this is just the beginning. Like I said, I started this podcast in May of 2024. And yeah, it's just always been a blast. I always dreamed of having or thought of having my own podcast, especially one where I get to talk about hockey with you guys. So yeah, just thank you enough. And if you haven't been tuning into the Hockey Talk with TG podcast, make sure you follow it. It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on iHeartRadio. And yeah. All right, now let's dive into the rosters. So, of course, we got Team Sweden. So, of course, Victor Arvidsson, Jesper Bratt, Leo Carlsson, Joe Eriksson Ek, Philip Forsberg, William Carlson, Adrian Kempe, Elias Lindholm, William Nylander, Gustav Nyquist, Lucas Raymond, Elias Pettersson, Mika Zibanejad are the forwards. Defense, Rasmus Andersson, Jonas Brodin. I know one of you guys commented on my video saying, on the Sweden projected roster video saying I didn't have Jonas Brodin or Gustav Forsling. I probably should have had them on that projected roster, or at least one of them, if not both. So, yeah. And then we got Rasmus Dahlin, Matthias Ekholm, Gustav Forsling, like I just mentioned, Erik Karlsson, and Victor Hedman. Goaltenders, of course, is what I expected. Philip Gustafsson, Jacob Markstrom, and Linus Omark. So, of course, I got all three of the goalies right. I did get some forwards and defensemen right as well on that Sweden projected roster video. But, yeah, let's go more into it. So, of course, the forward lines got William Nylander, Mika Zibanejad, Elias Pettersson on that first line. Second line, Jesper Bratt, Joe Eriksson Ek, and Lucas Raymond. Third line, got Philip Forsberg, Leo Carlson, Victor Arvidsson. Of course, Victor Arvidsson and Philip Forsberg used to play with each other on the Nashville Predators, so they'll provide that third line. So they'll be reunited on that third line, is basically what I'm saying. And fourth line is William Karlsson, Elias Lindholm, and Gustav Nyquist. Of course, that first line with William Nylander and Mika Zibanejad and Elias Pettersson, as you see over here from my notes, that will provide a lot of skill, talent, exceptional vision, and scoring and puck control right there. I really like Elias Pettersson right there on that first line. Not bad. He does have a great shot. You guys didn't watch him in the accuracy shooting in one of the All-Star games. I don't know which one it was, but he had a great shot there. He has a good one-timer slap shot as well, so no doubt in mind that he's going to put goals to the back of his net. And to me, I'm sorry, into the back of the opponent's net. Sorry, I kind of talk too fast, guys, so I kind of get my words mixed up. And then second line, it's Jesper Bratt, Joe Eriksson-Ek, and Lucas Raymond. Two-way line right there that will excel in transitions and defensive situations. Of course, you got the third line, Philip Forsberg, Leo Carlson, Victor Arvidsson. Of course, like I mentioned already, Victor Arvidsson and Philip Forsberg used to play with each other on the Nashville Predators, and that will provide some size, some experience, and some of Leo Carlson's use. And Leo Carlson's contributions will provide will be helpful to this third line. So not a bad third line right there overall. Fourth line, William Karlsson, Elias Lindholm, Gustav Nyquist. I describe it as a shutdown line, and that will have strong defensive instincts and counterattack potential. Team Sweden defensive pair. So, of course, got Victor Hedman, Rasmus Dahlin. That's a top pair like there. I love that pair. That will provide unmatched hockey IQ right there. And, of course, I made Victor Hedman the team captain of Team Sweden. Deserves to be team captain. Veteran on this team besides Erik Karlsson. Two-time Stanley Cup champion. He's won the Norris. So that's why I made him captain. And he's already captain of the Tampa Bay Lightning since Steven Stamkos' departure from the team. And then the second defensive pair, we got Erik Karlsson and Mattias Ekholm. So I describe that as more as a veteran defensive pair. Of course, Erik Karlsson's offensive skills combined with Mattias Ekholm's defensive skills will make a unreal second pair to watch. And then the third pair, I know one of you guys commented down on my Sweden projected roster video. No Jonas Brodin, no Gustav Forsling. Guess what? You got your wish. They're on the team. And that'll be a solid third pairing with defensive reliability right there. All right, Team Sweden goalies. So like I said in my projected roster video for Team Sweden, I put Philip Gustafsson as the starter, Jacob Markstrom as backup, and Elias Omark as the emergency backup goalie. That's what EBUG stands for. For those of you who are new to hockey and don't know what EBUG stands for, it stands for emergency backup goalie. And if you take a look at Philip Gustafsson's stats with the Minnesota Wild, he's 12-4-3 with a 2.04 goals against average and a .929 save percentage and 2 shutouts this season. He scored the goalie goal earlier on in the season against the St. Louis Blues, and he will emerge as a top-tier starting goaltender with exceptional consistency. And then we got Jacob Markstrom backing him up, of course. Veteran goaltender right there. His stats with the Devils from this season, 12-6-1 with a 2.54 goals against average and a .907 save percentage and 1 shutout this season. And I believe he'll be a solid backup for Team Sweden. And then last but not least, Linus Ullmark. Stats with the Ottawa Senators. Not looking so good. But, of course, he's a top goaltender for Ottawa. Came in that trade from doing the Stanley Cup final for Jonas Korpisalo, trying to help that Ottawa goaltending right there. He's 5.72 with a 3.07 goals against average and a .888 save percentage and 1 shutout this season. So a strong depth option, especially in those tight games. And if you guys didn't know, he won the Vezina Trophy and the William Jennings Trophy with the Boston Bruins in the 2022-23 season. And that goaltending of him and Jeremy Swayman was top-notch. Probably one of the best goaltending tandems in the league at that time. All right, so takeaways from Team Sweden. So the strengths, got an elite defense and top end offensive talent. X factors: Rasmus Dahlin and Victor Hedman controlling the tempo. Like I said, I did love that defensive pair right there. Concerns: some depth scoring in high pressure situations. All right, now let's take a look at Team Finland. So, Team Finland, therefore, Sebastian Aho, uh, Joel Armia, Alexander Barkov, Mikhail Granlund, Eric Haula, Rope Hintz, Capo Kakko, Patrick Laine, Arturi Lehkonen, Anton Lundell, Eetu Luosterainen, Mikko Rantanen, Teuvo Teravainen. Those are the fours. Defenseman, Yanni Hakanpää, Miro Heiskanen, Esa Lindell, Nico Mikula, Oli Mata, Rasmus Ristolainen, Juuso Valimaki, and the goaltenders Kevin Lankinen, Ukko Pekka Lukkinen, and UC Saros. So that's the roster for Team Finland for the 2025 NHL Four Nations Faceoff. Now let's take a look into the line. So first line, of course, Patrick Laine. He's back in action. Of course, he scored his first goal with the Montreal Canadiens the other night against the New York Islanders. He's going to be fitting in on that first line with Alexander Barkov and Mikko Rantanen. As you see, I made Alexander Barkov team captain of Team Finland. First Finnish born player to captain his team to a Stanley Cup, and he's done a lot with the Florida Panthers. So he deserves to be team captain on this team. Second line got Mikhail Granlund, Sebastian Aho, and Capo Kakko. I know one of you guys commented down on my video saying Mikhail Granlund deserves to be on the team and he deserves to be in the top six. Do agree with you. I really do agree with you. I really do like what you guys said about Mikhail Granlund, how I, should add him to my projected roster. He currently leads the Sharks in goals, assists, and points, and the Sharks are back in action today against Tampa. So we'll see if he puts up some more points against the Lightning and add to his point total this season. Of course, Marcus Celebrini, another great player to watch on San Jose, but of course he's not Finnish. He's Canadian. But yeah, enough with the Sharks talk. Let's get on with the roster. Third line, Arturi Lehkonen, Rope Hintz, and Teuvo Teravainen. Of course, I know some of you guys are going to be like, why'd you put Rope Hintz on that third line? Normally, I wanted to put him on that second line, but I wanted to swap him out for Mikhail Granlund on that second line, but I just thought maybe since one of you guys commented on my video saying Mikhail Granlund deserves to be in the top six, and since I looked at his stats of what he's doing so far for the San Jose Sharks, he really does have potential to be in that top six. So that's why I put him on that top six. But with Rope Hintz sliding in that third line center, that should add some solid depth on that third line right there. The bottom six of Team Finland doesn't look too bad. I mean, of course, Teuvo Teravainen, he'll probably create chemistry with on that third line as well. Earlier on in the year, he was creating good chemistry with Connor Bedard. Of course, the Blackhawks are struggling. I should know that because I'm a Blackhawks fan and I watched them lose almost every single one of their games. So, yeah. And then the fourth line, we got Eric Haula, Anton Lundell, and Joel Armia. So that first line, Patrick Laine, Alexander Barkov, Mikko Rantanen, that is a nasty line, very dangerous line with a powerhouse line, I may add, with size, skill, and scoring ability. Second line, we got Mikhail Granlund, Sebastian Aho, Capo Kakko. That'll be a creativity line right there with Mikhail Granlund's playmaking ability, Sebastian Aho's creativity, and Capo Kakko's offensive skills. And then third line, we got Arturi Lehkonen, Rope Hintz, Teuvo Teravainen. Of course, Rope Hintz adds that solid depth to the roster, slide in on that third line center, and that line will be a reliable and versatile two-way line. And fourth line, Eric Haula, Anton Lundell, and Joel Armia. Gritty defensive-oriented line that can shut down opponents and excel on the penalty kill. Defensive pairings, Miro Heiskanen, Rasmus Ristolainen, top defensive pair for Team Finland. Second pair, we got Esa Lindell and Juuso Valimaki. Third pair, we got Oli Mata and Yanni Hakanpää. So that first defensive pair, top notch, shows Miro Heiskanen's offensive skills with his elite skating and puck moving abilities, with Rasmus Ristolainen's physical defensive type style. Second pair, we got Esa Lindell and Juuso Valimaki. Dependable, balanced pair. So not a bad pair it has some strong defensive awareness and a great penalty kill ability, so that will strike on the penalty kills. Third pair, Oli Mata and Yanni Hakapov, a gritty shutdown pair designed to handle the grind of physical matchups and defensive zone starts. So that's second. I mean, not second. That third pair is going to be tough to watch, but not a bad pair overall. And then the goalies, before, if you're a Nashville Predators fan, please do not get mad at me. There's a reason why I have UC Sauls as the emergency backup goalie. Normally, I would have him as the starting goalie. But there is a reason why I have him as the emergency backup goalie, and that's because the Predators are not doing well. They're not finding their consistency, and the team overall is a problem. I mean, you would think with the additions of Steven Stamkos, Jonathan Marchessault, Brady Shea, Scott Wedgwood before he went to Colorado would be a great help, but obviously this team is still failing to find rhythm. And if you look at UC Saul's stats right here, 6-11-5 with a 2.64 goals against average and a .911 save percentage. 2 shutouts this season. Struggling with the Predators, like I was saying, and he will need to get back in his rhythm in order to be the starting goaltender or possibly a backup. Kevin Lankinen, I put as the starter based on his unreal stats with the Vancouver Canucks. 12-3-3 this season with a 2.66 goals against average and a .906 save percentage and 2 shutouts this season. Fun fact, he actually set the road record for most wins on the road to start a season with 10. And he is projected to be the starting goaltender. And then we got Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen as the backup goalie for Team Finland. His stats with the Buffalo Sabres so far this season, 8-6-2 with a 2.69 goals against average and a .906 save percentage. Of course, the Buffalo Sabres are in action today against the Winnipeg Jets. Jets are currently on a 4-game losing streak. Buffalo lost that game the other night. They blew a 4-goal lead to Colorado Avalanche, so they lost 5-4. But Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, he will be a solid backup goaltender for Team Finland, and he's got potential based on his age, his size, caliber. So I see potential Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen to be a solid backup season and could work his way to being. Well, he's already the starting goalie for the Buffalo Sabres, but he can improve his game even more. All right, takeaways. So, Mikhail Granlund's impact. So, his ability to lead the Sharks in scoring, because, of course, he leads them in scoring, assists, and points, makes him a deserving top 6 player for Team Finland. Roope Hintz' new role, so sliding into that third line adds depth to Team Finland, ensures that they'll maintain a strong two-way presence throughout the lineup. Strengths, Team Finland has a balanced lineup. I really do like their lineup. I really do like their team. Got playmakers on every line and strong, solid defensive pairs as well. So not bad from Team Finland. All right, guys. So that is going to do it for part 1 of this video for the 2025 NHL 4 Agents Faceoff event. Of course, like I mentioned already, the next video will be on Team Canada and Team USA. So we'll be reviewing those in the next video. That'll be uploaded possibly later on today, but if not today, then tomorrow. But as always, leave a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe to the TG Hockey channel if you have not already, and make sure you follow the Hockey Talk with TG podcast on all of your podcast streaming platforms. This is on YouTube, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcasts, and it's on iHeartRadio. It airs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11:30 to noon Central Time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern to 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and then from 9:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Time. And, of course, like I mentioned already, part 2 of Team Canada and USA roster review will be up next. That will be either uploaded later on today or tomorrow. But anyway, like I said, again, thank you to each and every one of you guys that listens to my Hockey Talk with TG podcast. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to the people who watch every single one of my videos on my TG Hockey channel. Like I said, I love talking hockey with you guys. Hockey's been my passion since I was 8-9 years old. And yeah, just it's always a blast talking hockey. And as a hockey player, fan, sports journalist, I just want to say thank you. And like I said, I don't take anything that I do for granted. So I always remain humble under God. Keep God first, and you will do great in whatever you guys choose to do. So, with that being said, I will see you guys next time.